Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Drop Frames. What episode are we on?
Today's 1911, actually.
19.
Kind of like Razor back in the day. It's
11. Interesting number.
That's not where my mind went.
Yeah, no, it wasn't either. It wasn't either. Me and
like the most popular handgun model.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's also another place it could go. But still not where I think me and Jericho were linked here. Jericho, what the fuck is this? Can we talk about is this Movember stuff?
So welcome.
What the fuck?
I didn't even notice until you said something.
Did we even tell him before the show? Jericho, you got some chocolate or something on your lip there.
Welcome.
Up. There. Yep. What the fuck?
Wait. Oh yeah, there we go.
I like the little XSplit shot out there too.
Dude, I mean, look, fuck XSplit, but it's the only way I can use this camera. Yeah, so I'm doing I'm raising money for Movember, which is obviously a men's health charity that focuses on prostate cancer. If you're over the age of 15, get a finger in your ass, get checked.
Boom.
But yeah, I've never grown a mustache before, and of course now is a great time to fucking ruin everybody's idea of what I look like. So
how much do I have to donate for you to shave it off?
It doesn't. I have to keep it until the 30th. I have to see family. I have to forego.
Hold on. Here's the real question, and I don't mean to shame you with this. It is from pure curiosity. Also, Zeke, sorry for you being so tiny. The green screens are just a little bit off today. Or the captures are a little bit off.
In rugged.
Okay.
I'll fix myself.
Here's the question, Jericho.
Yeah.
Is that 15 days of growth? Because we're halfway through.
Are you gonna judge me more when I
look?
Tell you
I said I didn't want to shame you. It was pure curiosity.
Some of us are born with very masculine genes, and others are hairless, naked mole rat manlets, and I'm one of those.
Was that a yes?
That's a great Twitch name, by the way.
Manlet
so doesn't work out in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. I think I'll go towards that. But wait until you're 65 and all of you are balding and disgusting, and I am a hot 65-year-old.
I mean,
I'm gonna be slaying the nursing home. What up?
I don't know if I need to wait till 65, Jericho. It's already happening. We're good.
Rough.
We're already here.
No, as my dear old dad would say, I could get a cat to come lick that off for you. Because when I was high school, and the beard was starting to come in, it was like all patchy and like in little areas it would grow really long, and I could come get a cat to come lick that for you.
Yeah.
I feel the need to apologize when I meet people. So I had some real life meetings and some work meetings, ones where the topic of your mustache is never going to come up. Is never going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there halfway through, I can just tell I just want to clear the air. So I stop them. I'm like, look, I'm sorry about my face. And she was like, it wasn't a problem. And I was very concerned about her well-being and having to look at it. So
that's part of the whole cause, right? Is that a lot of people just look ridiculous with the mustachios. So it brings up the conversation.
It really shows you who can grow and wear facial hair. But
thanks to the esports awards, who mention that every 5 minutes, I know a lot about this charitable cause now. So shout out to them, I guess.
Yeah. If I had a nickel every time I had to say I'm sorry about my face, I'd be a very rich man, right?
Yeah. Makes sense. Let's get on with the show. We got only 2 hours and 50 minutes to talk about all this drama that's been happening, you guys. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to do it. You're hungover.
The more games we can talk about today, the better.
Call of Duty!
We got to talk about the most important game to Jericho, Call of Duty, yeah. I'm actually curious to hear about that as well. But I think we'll start off the first half, kind of keep with the normal show flow, talk about the news, the dramas, and then second half of the show, we'll talk about the games. So I guess where to begin? Right now, the latest drama is the Battlefront stuff over the weekend. Twitch was kind of the center of the controversy.
Wait, Twitch, not Reddit?
Reddit on Twitch's behalf.
It started on Reddit and spread to other social media.
Yeah. All right, so I'm out of the loop right now. I mean, I know of the drama and I get it, and it's nice little circle jerk going on here. But what's the Twitch side of the drama?
Well,
go ahead, JP.
Let's just introduce the whole thing. Over the weekend, there was a tweet shot out by Aurelian, who just for whatever's sake, is who I'm dating. So I'll try to be as unbiased as possible, but I'm sure some bias will seep through in that regard. But the tweet was kind of a meme tweet in a sense, and a lot of people got really fucking pissed off because they wanted answers. It was kind of like, I said this a lot during the pre-show, it's kind of like Twitch as a community yells at the sky just a lot. You know, they're just fucking the loudest screams in the world. And every once in a while, a cloud comes around and they direct all of their shouts at that specific cloud. And that's kind of what happened over the weekend. Granted, tweet probably wasn't in the best, or wasn't the best thing to say. It's definitely an insightful tweet. And
Can you read said tweet?
I can pull it up. Yeah, let me.
I missed.
The
And this is related to the EA drama.
no, this is related to the Twitch drama. This has nothing to do with the
never
EA
mind.
drama.
I was a little bit confused too.
That
Yeah.
segue was stupid, JP.
No,
I thought we were still talking about Star Wars. So
No,
I'm
not at all.
How did Aaron get involved in EA drama?
No.
No, you said you were going to start with Battlefront.
did I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my mind. That's where my mind's at right now.
Okay.
But yeah,
Alright,
let's start with
We-
Twitch.
we
Let's
were
start
talking
with stuff
about
first.
The Battlefront
Okay.
drama on Twitch. I think that's where the disconnect was.
Oh, okay.
So, and
I'm
that's what
sorry.
actually I was about to address. What happened was a lot of Redditors were finding out who was streaming Battlefront, and they were going into their channels, and they were being very insightful. They were saying
really
things
good.
Okay,
like,
that makes sense.
how are any of you MFers watching this person if they're supporting this shit game? You know, are you aware? And a lot of them, there were bots I heard set up that were spam posting the
Jeez, I
Reddit
didn't
thread
know
with
that.
the EA response. And I don't know if you heard about this too. The basically, I'll just real quick here. So the loot boxes have been hugely controversial. EA put up an explanation on why the loot boxes cost so much more than they did in review. They basically blamed the players, saying it was due to player feedback during the beta that they did it this way. And so that got the most downvoted post in Reddit history. Last I checked, it was at
By like
680.
the most before that was negative 22,000. This is at negative
blew it out of the
680,000.
Yeah.
So
And wasn't the one that was most downvoted like previously? Someone was asking for downvotes.
Yes,
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
But it gets a little better. And there's actually a second part of this that a lot of people haven't heard yet. So what EA then did is they noticed, hey, wait, we might lose some money over this. So we should probably do something. So they released this big thing where they were like, we are reducing the cost of many heroes by X amount, right? Like, hey, we listened, we're doing what you did. What they didn't put in that message is they also cut the rewards you get from the campaign by the same amount.
It was like one of the most, like, if you're gonna make the effort, just make the fucking effort. Like
Yeah.
somebody up there was like, no, this isn't gonna work out, and somebody higher than them was like, this is gonna work out. I see this one working flawlessly. I'm gonna get a pay raise, and then it's somebody who's just like, I completed the campaign, got a fraction of the same amount. That's great. That's awesome. Good. Yeah.
But hasn't this? I mean, this has been EA's kind of
Thing
not.
for a while.
I wouldn't say MO, but I would say like EA's fucked up like a lot of different shit. Like, weren't they the center of the like way like years ago about the like not paying college athletes to put them in their games and stuff?
That
Yes.
yeah.
That sounds like
But
something they would
that
do.
is
but
a-
yeah.
Well, it was the
Greater- wait, that is a
the South
greater
Park, like-
social issue. That is not just that you can't blame, like, that's like a collegiate athlete issue.
okay.
They can't get paid
EA
for
is
anything.
definitely guilty of is they're like an acidic amoeba. So what they do is when they see any kind of studio or something they want, they absorb it and destroy it, either by running it into the ground or they make them push titles out and all of a sudden they aren't that great and the studio gets dissolved. Thanks, Mass Effect. You ruined the entire franchise, EA. Like they literally just go around and they absorb talent and then they either generalize it or destroy it. And they just bought another studio, a few weeks ago, I
they
think.
bought.
They bought Respawn?
Yeah, they bought Respawn, which. Correct me if
Everyone
I'm wrong.
got a Respawn.
Didn't they?
A platform. They bought a game engine.
Well, they published Titanfall, right?
Yes. And
Okay.
they created Titanfall.
So I mean that, yeah. Well, no,
I'm just
I'm saying EA publishes Titanfall for Respawn. Yeah, okay. So I mean that's not the
But
craziest.
I gotta say, though,
$100 billion.
Yeah.
At this point, what EA is now in full control of non-gamers. There's no one left at EA making decision that cares about gaming. They care about money. They care about the industry. They care about making money. and that's okay. That's
Yeah,
that's
I was
where
like,
companies
unpopular
go.
opinion. That's a corporation. You know?
Yeah, it's a corporation. Exactly. So what EA has become is a test bed. That's what EA is right now. EA is, what can we do, we who control the company, how much money can we get out of these people who, like, we don't care about the games, we don't care about the gamers, but what can we do to really get money out of them? What's going to work to get money out of them? And Battlefront 2 was an experiment. It was an experiment.
Are you claim? All right. So also, I think we should look at Activision, who has a patent for systematically increasing the amount of microtransactions that are being bought by players by being able to match make players with paid
Higher skilled
weapons.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just like create the illusion of I need to buy to win. And that's pretty fucked up. And I remember it was probably the same Reddit thread. Somebody was like talking about Blizzard's loot boxes and how well they've done. And I happen to agree. Same with even Destiny. I, put about $100 into shit that I don't even really play the game anymore. But like that's just cosmetic items, and I wanted XYZ, and it was easier to get it that way. So
Yeah, that whole thing is just kind of, I don't know. It's real stupid. It's just stupid across the board.
It's dumb.
Not the actual like the whole Reddit drama aspect, but just like what EA is attempting to do is kind of silly. But they're doing it right in the sense that there's not one specific person besides probably what was it? Is it Sledgehammer? Is that their community rep?
Oh, Sledgehammer 70.
Yeah, he got a ton of shit. But
oh man,
pretty quickly after he removed his
that was the wrong thing to say, dude.
That was it's pretty insightful. But I think once that stuff kind of blew over in this Reddit comment, because I think that was before the actual Reddit post from the EA community team popped up, right?
It was during it.
Oh, it was during it.
It all happened. I think that it got deleted right before it, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it all kind of snowballed. And the worst part is Sledgehammer is like a pretty cool dude. Like, he's a decent dude. He just clearly got a little fed up with some of the feedback, and he posted something he shouldn't have, and he immediately knew he posted something he shouldn't have and tried to remove it, but it was too late.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things where you're sitting in a room and like you're just getting a nonstop bullshit, a drip feed of hate towards you, and then you're just kind of like, well, let's just call them armchair developers, I think is the comment that he put out there.
He basically insinuated that the people that were making all these really bad comments about BF2 were armchair developers. Basically, they should be quiet and let the devs
They should go fuck off,
thing.
in a way.
Yeah. Which again, he's the community manager, so that's a small issue.
Yeah.
It's different if the dev said that or something.
Totally. It's at the end of the day, that person is a human, and it's really hard to not respond in an angry way when you're just getting into that. Like, I'm seeing the other side of it in the sense like that tweet shouldn't have been tweeted, but I totally understand why he was fucking upset about the whole thing, because that sucks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He became the face of the issue for a while.
He did, and that
people
sucks.
were bringing him up. Like, why isn't he doing anything about this? Because it's not his job to do anything about it. But then that thread would have like 30 replies of people like, yeah, he should be fired, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, he has nothing to do with this.
Yeah. And that sucks too, because like that'll probably live with him for the next couple of years.
Well, dude, it's like Hunger Games, man. He just volunteered as tribute. That's
totally.
all he did.
Yeah.
He just stepped forward and said, "I'll take your hate."
Yeah.
That was kind of him. That's on him there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm also bringing up my very finely aged tweet from a year ago saying that I'm continuing to offer my services for anybody on Twitter. If you want a PR manager, it's called Just Don't. And I can work with you. I promise I can help all of you.
Yeah. But apart from that, like the EA drama stuff is still kind of like ongoing. I think it's interesting that it's kind of leaked over into Twitch, like Code brought up as well, where like any streamer that streams this game is immediately met with just kind of a giant wall of shit for doing so.
Is it that bad? Because I was watching Shroud and it was great, and there was nobody in the chat.
Shroud is someone who will kind of benefit from the masses in the sense, or already has goodwill from the masses. I'm talking about like the smaller people. Shroud's kind of the oddity, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, you're talking about people that aren't the best in the world.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you watch Shroud. Shroud can fucking play dirt and be the best at dirt in the world. People are like, God, this guy's pretty good. This game sucks, but he's pretty good at this dirt game. Look at that aim. He's pretty good. I think I watched him play Yoda and go on like a 60 kill streak or some shit.
He went 63-2 as like Darth Maul when the first game, like it was a casual game for him. I was like, all right, fuck.
Yeah, yeah. I know Lyric got a lot of hate for streaming the single player yesterday. I don't know if Dan did, because Dan was streaming it as well. I didn't actually talk to him yesterday before we did Court of Swords with him, but
some of the folks streaming it also have been pretty much running sub mode the whole time, out of necessity.
Yeah,
in most cases.
Yeah, because a lot of that, the community kind of leaks over and just shits on people for playing it. But I definitely got I got 4 or 5 tweets when I streamed it early last week, like, don't support this bullshit, blah blah blah. How could you go out there and promote this game, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, I just want to check it out, man. Like that's all people are doing when they play. I just want to play.
It is kind of unfortunate when playing a game becomes a statement.
Yeah, right. It is. It is. Apparently, Dan did have to go into sub mode, according to into chat. So he was having some issues with it.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
That's. But like, it's just, it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs that anybody gets death threats over a video game. You know.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like sure. It's money. I understand money. Like, is a motivator for a lot of stuff, But I mean, I don't know. There's anything out there that would warrant like death threats being leveled at somebody.
Sure.
And there's people who are like trying to like justify it too. Like, well, if you don't want to get death threats, then maybe stop. Maybe I'm like, no.
There's no death
Don't make
threats.
excuses for this shit.
Yeah, and I think the person that came out and said that was an actual developer on the game. Do you guys know the EA? I think he was an actual developer who said he had like a handful of death threats and 1,700 different personal attacks on Twitter. But
can we also as somebody who gets death threats quite often, it's like, can we not? Yeah, a little bit.
Jesus.
All right. Not to diminish this, but
that was a fake death apparently. What the fuck? Anyway, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a big problem. Like, it really, somebody's like, I'm gonna stab you in your sleep, and you're like, damn, death threat. Like, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it sucks, but it's more like it's really lost its clout. Like, now it's just kind of like a fuck you for touching something that I love thing.
Sure.
Not to diminish it, it's still really stupid. Don't threaten anybody's lives, but like, it happens a lot. I don't really see, whenever I see somebody like, I've gotten 16 death threats, yes, I'm keeping count for legal reasons. I'm like, okay, like, great, go persecute those Twitter users. That'll work. It's not gonna do anything.
I mean, it sucks, but again, I don't know how you regulate that stuff. It's not like you can track someone down. It's pretty impossible.
I completely agree with Jericho, though, and kind of going back to what Zeke said about, for a lot of people, like, first of all, before I say this, just death threats are a line you never cross, period.
Right. Yeah, of course.
That being said, there are certainly people that see games like Battlefront 2, and as lifelong, dedicated Star Wars fans, they see EA ruining their favorite game. They see EA just completely trying to milk every possible penny out of it, something that they could have been looking forward to for years. And I mean, remember, this is this is Battlefront 2 from back in the day. People had been looking forward to this for like decades, for like the next big thing. And then EA kind of just completely scummifies it. They get more angry than just a person not liking a bad game. Like, it becomes more than that. There's a more kind of visceral response when it's your brand, and you're the kind of guy that dresses up as a different Star Wars character every Halloween and on your birthday. Like, this is your jam.
Well,
so
correct me if I'm wrong.
I'd love to have someone on sometime, maybe next week, like a real Star Wars dude, and just see like how does this affect you? Do you care? Is this like an affront to you, or is it just another bad game?
Can I float the idea that this would not be nearly as sizable of a reaction if it wasn't EA doing it? Because the game itself, and I literally don't give a shit about Star Wars. The game itself is a really beautiful, really enjoyable, really good and well-playing game. If you don't care about the gating of characters, the game is a solid game, right? But I feel like a lot of this is because it's EA, And if that's the case, great. That sucks. And it's still shit that they've done all this. But like, if this was Activision, I feel like people would be like, same old, but I'm not that mad. I don't think it would be.
I think Activision would.
You're right. Maybe that was a terrible excuse.
It wouldn't be as big
yeah.
as. The reason being is that I agree with what you're saying. The fact that it's as big as it is because it is EA, kind of the biggest offender.
Right.
Like Co mentioned at the start of this, a ton of different things they've done, a ton of different studios they've bought, and then those studios have just turned out shit after the fact.
Or closed down like this.
Yeah.
It's true. On that same line of thinking, Jericho, what if EA made the game, but it wasn't a Star Wars game? What if it wasn't an iconic franchise?
If it wasn't a if it was a standalone, people would be like, "Well, this is scummy," and I still like the game, and it feels really good. Like you'd have no person.
Well,
I think.
I
mean,
I think no one would
person.
play it, honestly, if this wasn't a Star Wars game.
Well, then if it was the same, it'd just be Battlefield, right? Because
right,
it's, the same game. But
yeah.
I mean, you're right, Ko. I think that I would be like, man, this Titanfall 3 is like really good. That's all I'd say.
Yeah,
I'm just to play devil's advocate here for a second.
Okay.
I've seen and I'm seen other sides of the argument in that the costs of video games are much different these days than they used to be. And is there a case to be made that they have to do these microtransactions kind of things to make up for that cost, the extra cost that is incurred to create these games?
There was to speak to that specifically, there was a tweet I saw, and I wish I should probably pull it up so I don't get the numbers wrong. But it was something of the fact that like Ubisoft in 2011 spent X billion, like 17 billion or something on game development and made 56 games or something like that. And then last year they spent the same exact amount and put out 12. Just saying that like game development has the cost of devs has increased that much over the last couple of years.
Are they publishing a breakdown of what they're spending on?
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Like, what?
Okay,
do you really think the games
because advertising
worth that much more?
I mean that's
that much better.
Well, that I feel that answer is that's a opinion based answer, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Same with like what price is fair, for a video. Like I personally would not be bothered by $100 game if the $100 game is like, imagine if all of the Witcher 3 and expansions released as as a cohesive unit, or something that has that value. I do have a problem with charging $100 for Call of Duty. That's absolutely fucking stupid. Or like charging $100,
which you can spend $100 on.
Right. Which is even dumber. Or PUBG. But like I do feel there are some games out there that I'd be like, sure, but wasn't like Diablo 2's like full set like $200 the physical thing. I remember seeing it in the store like when I was a kid, and I was like, "Holy shit, games are expensive."
Well, I mean, there was $660 probably base, but yeah, there's probably some special collector's edition.
Right.
For that much.
But I was also like, I remember people talking about how much they spend on this, how much time they spend. So I was like, okay, understandable. Like the value's there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that tweet to get the specific numbers, because me saying that kind of means nothing unless the actual facts are there. Then again, it is also a Twitter post, so who knows how much the facts are there. But a lot of that stuff is posted in financial reports, so you could probably dig that info up.
UB?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Zeke, go ahead.
And I guess it was an unfair question to ask because it would be a more fair question to ask an actual developer.
Right.
Someone who is in that world and knows exactly what the costs of things are and
or
and that
producer.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's easy. Yeah. It's easy for us to sit back and say like, you made this money on the, but there's so much stuff that I'm sure that we are completely unaware of that costs money and manpower or man hours or whatever.
Right. I think there's also something to be said that like marketing and advertising has definitely gotten a little bit more expensive, and as the years have progressed forward, that's probably a large chunk of all of that. For sure.
Not before we move on, the common thing that I see a lot of people harping PUBG for is that they've made X amount of money and yet they're still acting like this shitty. And one of the things that I, for one, thought about when I was growing up was like, oh shit, like they made all this money. Why can't they just hire more people? And then like the more people that I met in the industry, I realized that it's not about, you can't just throw money at game dev and expect it to, you know, expect them to be able to hire 3 times their current size and scale upwards like that. Like you have to teach them workflow in your studio and how to tackle the problems, etc. So like that's one of the big things, especially with you know, sales reports that I always look at and I'm like, is this a really good metric to judge their quality of their content over the next like year or 5 games or whatever your metric is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I wish I could find this tweet from this morning, but it's going to be impossible.
What the UV? Just use Twitter Advanced Search.
I don't necessarily have a monitor to do so.
Okay.
That's why I'm
Someone
using
in
a phone.
chat-
Yeah.
Someone in chat brought up the good question. Aren't there hundreds of times more people buying games though these days to counter the balance? And to be honest, this is the kind of information I think we'd all on this show love to have.
Yeah.
It's really tough to talk about this kind of stuff when we don't have like multiple companies with multiple numbers. They're spending this much on this many games that sold this many copies. They're making this much money. I mean, it's conjecture. Did you bring up a good point? Absolutely, and it could be, but we just don't have enough info. I'd love to bring on an exec sometime, but
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be suicide. None of them would jump on.
I bet you Phil Spencer might get out there and do it. He's probably the only one that actually would, of anyone.
I'm sorry, you said Phil Spencer. I heard Phil Spector, and I was like, that's not going to
Well,
be a good.
he's not coming on. Zeke just fucking made fun of his name. Way to go, Zeke. That ship has sailed. No.
There's transparency in movies these days, right? Like where they say this movie cost $10 million and made $12 million, so net gain, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
actually rank
How
them
do we
based
get
on
that
that info.
transparency from game companies?
You don't.
Yeah.
Is there? I mean,
The liability.
what I'm saying is that is there a way we can find out how much they spent to make a game or not?
Well, I feel like that's a difference of like medium in a sense that like a movie cost X to make and then you put it out there and it makes money, right? A game is like a living thing, right? You make a game, you put it out there, and then people over the next several years will constantly buy that game or buy into that game, whether it's microtransactions or whatever. So like putting a number out there might be factual for like a week, but say there's a Black Friday sale coming up or something, like you got to factor that stuff into sales as well. So I feel like that would be a really difficult thing to show how much money it's actually making.
Interestingly enough, GameSpot actually does a monthly top 10 best-selling games in the U.S. Unfortunately, they do not use numbers. They just use rankings. So,
Yeah.
but that would have been
Very valuable.
yeah.
God, I
But
love
rankings
to
are
know
still
that.
good.
Yeah. Well, there is that in chat. I'll have to say the name. Isn't it the not Nielsen? That's TV. There's some NPD numbers maybe. They put out like game sales, but it's physical sales. It has nothing to do with digital sales. So those are harder to track, I think, each month. I think that's
Especially
how that
these
works.
days, man.
Yeah. And I kind of wonder if digital sales have eclipsed physical sales of games a lot of times,
I
especially
doubt it.
PC games. Probably not console games, but
Well, I mean, now if you consider, especially the recent consoles are now pushing people to not only buy digitally, but in some cases cutting deals. You'll actually save money on the same game buying it digitally
Yeah.
a lot of times because it's cheaper for them. They don't have to send anything. They don't have to make any box art. Like, I'm sure if all the companies could sell everything they could digitally, they would.
yeah.
Just
Well,
better.
I agree. Yeah.
it's much easier to, and you probably
And
make
double the cost of collector's editions, right?
Yeah. And you probably make more money too because there's no physical good, right? So
Right?
Okay,
Doesn't- has somebody-
I don't know what MPD stands for.
I don't either. I think that's just the
Oh,
group
it's
that puts it up.
no dick problem.
That's it. That's the name.
No, no problem, Dick is.
Oh, NPD. Oh, damn. No problem, Dick.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole, like, how does, like, here's a question I'll ask you guys is, how does the EA Battlefront 2 drama end? Is it just, it fizzles
It
out
doesn't.
and we go to the next one? Like we just go to the
Until-
next big EA
until I'm
release?
covered in
Oh.
cum from jacking everybody off. EA. Like until I'm just drowning in semen.
Is that
Until my nipples are
DLC?
bleeding.
I haven't
that
seen that
DLC?
DLC.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the DLC yet, so maybe that's part
But
of it.
actually, there is a little bit of something we didn't talk about with the EA Battlefield stuff. And this is where it gets into territory where it's like, okay, this is not okay. The EA guys removed the refund button
That's pretty
for
funny.
Battlefront 2 on Origin. They then
Wow.
put you into a 60+ minute queue to talk to somebody. The days that this was going on, Origin was having all sorts of problems about staying up and staying active. And then even on top of that, people were reporting that they would sit in the queue for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and then it would just turn off. So
That's
it's like
fake news, apparently, Co. It's fake news.
Fake
apparently.
news? What are you talking about?
Look at the chat. They're saying no, and this
What
is
is
our
fake news?
chat.
chat. Let's get
that
some
they
links.
removed-
Let's
that
get
they
some links because a lot of
removed
people
the,
are talking about. A lot of
Yeah,
people are talking
lie.
about
It was a pre-order. There was never a refund button.
Oh, so there was never a refund button.
That would be
Man, we
illegal.
talked
I
about that
guess.
a lot.
God
that day.
damn
So
it, CNN!
Now hold on. But tell me this though. Tell me this. I know Origin was having problems, and I do know that it was a 60-minute queue for the list. Is that true? Is that part true?
I have no idea. This stuff is so hard to keep up with unless
I
you're
mean,
just
the
like.
queue-
I know,
following.
dude.
queue
I'm
is
trying to
probably-
keep the facts straight here.
The
Yeah.
queue is probably true though, because there's a lot of people calling to try and get a refund. Like that, I can believe by no fault of their own.
Okay, so that part is true. Okay,
I-
'cause I know,
yeah.
dude. People were dropping the channel all day talking about I'm trying to get a refund. My Origin keeps crashing. Been like that was happening all day. The button thing though, that was my bad. Sorry about that.
Sucks to
That was
suck.
my.
Maybe you shouldn't pre-order games then, you idiot. You dumb
Before
idiot.
before your pre-order was charged, there was a button. After it was charged, then you had to deal with customer service.
Okay, so like, that makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
Does that not make sense to anybody else? Like,
No,
you
it
just
does.
like
I
putting
think,
in money for a pizza and you can cancel the order up until you get your pizza.
Well, I think the issue is that Steam has exactly what you just said as a service, and it kind of spoils everyone else,
Yeah.
or
That's-
ruins everyone else's, the Ubisofts, the Uplays, the Origins, whatever, because they don't have that.
Yeah.
So I wonder if can you buy Battlefront at all on Steam, or is that 100% locked into Origin? It's probably 100% locked into Origin, right?
Oh, I'd
Yeah.
imagine for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Their launcher, yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic 2005 available on Steam for $10.
Ah!
Yeah.
Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna stream that today. I'm just gonna buy it and stream it and just
And
stream it
from
under the
wrong
Battlefront 2
direct-
category.
Yeah, the wrong directory.
They,
So I can smooth.
I think they recently did something with the servers.
Sucks. It looks old.
Wow,
These are the
dude,
worst
this
graphics I've
graphic-
ever seen in a 2017 game.
What are you running on? Ultra, I swear to God. It doesn't work.
Jericho, I think they recently did something to the server so that there actually is a pretty active community playing that game.
Wait. It's not just it's the servers are live?
I want to say they are,
You can
yeah.
buy the game right now. You
Wait,
can go
but
buy
then
it.
what the fuck is why are we playing the new battle for real though? That was like my PS2 childhood.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of people saying and doing the exact same thing that you're talking about right now.
Wow, I thought I was original. Shit. No wonder I'm washed. I can't even make a good joke.
But yeah,
I
I
keep getting death threats, Jericho.
that's true. Yeah.
This is
God
fine.
damn.
Fuck. For many
Um,
reasons.
I do want to go back though. Like, what is the end here? Like, how does this end? Does it just roll over to the next thing? Is
It's
there
not-
like what can EA make that makes sense? What can they do in the game where business wise it makes sense and it makes sense for the consumer as well, so that everyone's happy? Because I don't think there is one.
I do. It's the complete far, edge of that of
Yep.
the idea. They just
It's
have
the
to
mea
make it.
culpa.
They have to go, fuck it, you're right, here you go, and give everything away for free, and they just try and save as much face as possible. And it might, like, in my opinion, that might make people go, okay, that's pretty fucking great.
Right,
But
that
there's not gonna do that. That's
bus-
But you know
business
who's
wise,
gonna
that's
get
suicide.
pissed?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so
All the
much
people
money gone.
holding on to all those shares in EA. They're going to
Exactly.
stand up and go, I don't pay you to make gamers feel better. I
Yeah.
pay you to make money. So they're going to go, what are you doing? Like,
They're-
we don't give a
that's- Oh.
shit about this. And
Shareholders.
also, they're going to be pissed if anything changes. I'm sure they're furious that Battlefield reduced the cost, and that's
Wait.
why they reduced those rewards too.
Why
So-
why are we even assuming somebody posted this as well and it makes sense? Like, why are we even trying to assume that EA's shareholders even know about this problem? Because their stock is still going up. It's like they don't care. People buying EA stock don't care.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
You're
In
making a
fact,
lot of assumptions here.
crazy to think about, if EA were to make a big show about giving into this, that could cause the opposite effect. That
Yeah,
could
people
create,
could be like,
create a
wow, I
stock
had no
issue.
idea this is a problem. Yeah. if my dad doesn't know about it and he watches, and he casually invests, then I'm gonna assume that everybody else who casually invests in cool big gaming companies don't know about it. So like, why would they? Yeah, they ain't gonna do it, dude.
I think they're done. I think that last big blast of we're reducing it to 75%, I think they're going to try to ride it out. They're going to bunker down, and they're going to try to ride it out.
They're doing an AMA today on Reddit.
I saw that, yeah. But like,
is it on right now? Oh God. It's not Sledgehammer, is it?
I think it's the EA community team, the same people that had that downvoted post.
If they just say community team, then it's 4 interns in there, and they're just gonna be crucified.
But like, there's nothing's good's gonna come out of that.
Where's the scenario that anything positive happens?
That's not gonna get goodwill from the community by doing an AMA. I don't. That's a weird thing.
Somebody
Give
was
us
like,
some time to convince you.
We need to talk to the people. We need to talk to the internet. Somebody get on there. Talk to them.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up what the lifetime sales were for Star Wars Battlefront, the 2015 release. I'm seeing 14 million copies, but I don't know when that was.
For real?
Yeah.
Jesus fuck, there's so many people spending money on games. Like,
let's see. Sales.
I need some beer. This is depressing.
Let's not talk about it.
So it says 12 million units had been sold as of December 31st, 2015. The game launched on November 17th, 2015. So that's within a month-ish, right? They sold, what did I say?
15 million?
15. No. Now I lost what I fucking said. Jesus Christ.
I just love that
13 million copies have been sold by March 2016. So
Jesus, man.
The first thing on the AMA is number 1, keep it civil. You don't have to be nice, but we will not allow the AMA to devolve into straight up harassment.
Well, yeah, they have to post that.
Employee that may or may not live in the San Mateo area, specifically around this street. What are your opinions on, like, somebody's going to just, that AMA is going to be great.
I hope the mods running that AMA are getting paid today.
They are not.
Are you fucking serious right now, JP?
Yeah, I haven't had breakfast.
I haven't either, man, but what the fuck? Where's your professionalism?
It's down the window. I haven't eaten today, I'm sorry. Yeah, is that do what?
In that case, I'm playing some Neo. Just saying.
I mean, you play games every episode, so that's not a difference.
Why did you drop frames so early? I'm so tired. What are you doing?
That was Co's fault.
Oh, what the fuck? Just you have a kid now and you think you can change things? Oh. All
right.
God damn it. Where are we going to next?
Yeah, I don't know. That AMA, is that a official Reddit AMA or is it like a EA led AMA? Do you guys know?
Somebody said it was DICE.
Or DICE.
Yeah, that makes a little more sense.
We'll be answering questions. John from DICE,
not
Dennis.
Not who's like in it, but who is actually like, is it on reddit.com/r/
Yeah. Okay, if you go to ama.reddit.com, the top thing is a redirect to Star Wars Battlefront, which is the subreddit that's taking place in right now.
So it's not an official sanction. Okay.
It is in the Star Wars Battlefront subreddit.
Gotcha.
So it's not a Reddit set this one up, that's a big note because that means that Reddit isn't going to have their own moderators.
That's exactly that's what I was saying. Which means the people on that subreddit are the ones moderating, which sucks.
Joe was like, I got to call in home from the pizza parlor. I got to stay home and moderate this shit show.
Yeah.
For like probably cosmetic codes in the legendary edition.
I'm not seeing any of their answers. Like the very top comment is 2 years or 2 hours old.
Well, they probably made that post early, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But then they'll respond to the questions.
Oh, here we go. There's a post later on that links all their responses.
So it's already ongoing.
Yeah, it is definitely ongoing. There's it looks like almost 20 maybe responses. Paul, Dennis, John, Paul, John, Dennis. Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Does it
response to credit limits in arcade, response to cosmetic customization, response about the time to unlock items.
Yeah, can you read us some of these things? Because I'm super interested.
We've seen the speculation about how long it takes players to earn things, but our averages based on the player's first trial are much faster than what's out there. Wrong answer. But as more players come in, that could change. We're committed to making progression a fun experience for all our players. Nothing should feel unattainable, and if it does, we'll do what it takes to make sure it's both fun and achievable. As we update and expand arcade mode, we'll be working towards making sure the players can continue to progress without daily limits.
Wait, they have
talk
daily
about
limits too?
Dude,
I didn't realize
if you know the
there's daily
YouTuber
limits.
Boogie, really
Yeah.
great dude. He was playing arcade and he finished a round. There's a clip going around Reddit right now, and it just shows on the screen credit limit reached.
Wow,
Wait,
that's.
Please wait 3 hours to get more.
Can you buy to have that removed? Can you pay to have that removed? God,
I have no. Well, I mean, technically, credits are what you get for breaking down loot box items, right?
I think so. Yes.
I think.
Maybe.
So in that case, couldn't that bypass that entire 3 hour limit?
Maybe so.
And someone in chat help me because I did not buy Battlefront 2. I do not know.
Yeah. I've played it, but I don't recall.
It's arcade mode only. Okay, so there may be some mode stuff we don't understand. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. They
Wait,
worded.
actually, Jericho, did you play Battlefront?
I played Battlefront, but I don't remember.
You don't remember arcade mode? Okay.
No, I only played the Galactic Warfare thing, which
I
is
played
their
the
big.
fuck out of Battlefront.
Oh, you did a Battlefront 2? Do you know what arcade mode is?
Yeah. What is
Yeah,
arcade mode and what's normal comparatively?
To be honest with you, I can't remember the difference. The only thing that I mean, but I don't think I played arcade mode.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
Somebody in chat's gonna know.
Yeah.
Chat.
Arcade is against bots. Oh, so they don't want people to
I
farm
didn't play the fuck out
bots.
of it. Yeah.
Well, that's
arcade mode is just single player stuff.
What the fuck is the point?
that's less. I don't know.
It's still dumb.
It's dumb.
End of story. It's still dumb
Yeah.
to gate progression based on time. That's dumb.
less
But maybe
of
they
a-
were trying to like prevent people from abusing or something. I have no idea.
Well, you could
I
probably
don't know
just bot that, right?
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
you're playing against bots, you could fucking just make a keystroke thing to fire every once in a while.
Dude, anytime you're gating
God.
combat based on time purely to slow the player down, there's no other reason than you're trying to not let them progress.
Sure.
That's bullshit.
Are we also gonna pretend like the players that would be abusing this system would ever spend money on the game anyways?
A very
Like-
good point.
Like, have I ever thought to myself, and I've like, even in RuneScape, like I splash sometimes back, which is like a AFK farming for XP. That was even a little too much sometimes, where I'd be like, I'm too lazy to set this shit up just to, rank up. Like, are we really gonna pretend like I would be the person to be like, all right, let me pay for an XP boost here? No.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing's kind of ridiculous. I was trying to figure out how many people are actually on that subreddit, but what do you get? It says 115,000 hands manning their battle stations. 92,000 think this is a drill. Which one of those is subscribers to that subreddit, and which one of those is visitors live on this subreddit right now? Because that's what those two mean, but I don't know the distinction.
Turn off the subreddit theme, top right corner.
Oh, you can you actually?
I don't know what the RSS. Yeah.
If I don't-
oh,
I don't have
do
better
not
Twitch
use.
TV or
Yeah,
better.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have enhanced Reddit suite or
Reddit
whatever.
is sweet. All right. What is it? Our Battlefront?
Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront.
Star Wars Battlefront.
I think
The
is
bigger
this-
number is going to be the one that people are online. There are, where is it? Use subreddit style. 93,000 people here, and there's only 115,000 subscribed.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they've
That's
almost-
so disgusting.
Yeah, people are
That's so many people.
hungry.
Holy shit. That's and you know that like I would be willing to bet 10,000 of those 100,000 are even remotely active, right? Of like the subscribed 110,000. That's
Yeah.
so many people.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, poor people.
Yep. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Battlefront's going to sell very well. None of this controversy will really mean too much a month from now, and they'll do it again in 2 years.
The
I'm
short
gonna die
answer-
alone. Eat Arby's.
It's like a progression. The people making the decisions are the ones making the money. Battlefront 2 made money exactly how it is right now. There is zero reason that they will not do the same thing in Battlefront 3, except to change it a bit to not have a public backlash. Like,
Yeah.
everything else works. I bet you there's, as we speak, hundreds of loot crates being sold a minute.
Oh yeah,
So it's like, to them, yeah, there's some bad PR, but at this point, you're talking about money. how much money are we losing from the bad PR as opposed to how much we're making from all the dummies still buying loot crates. And I bet you this really weighs out this right now. And I bet you most of the people, like Jericho was saying earlier, most of the people that made money don't care. They're not even reading Reddit. They don't care about this controversy.
Yep.
Games always have controversy. They don't pay attention to that. So there's nothing that leads us to believe through this they're going to stop doing it.
Somebody pull up the shark card earnings report from Rockstar, like versus their
yeah.
Well, and then ask you in that game. Like, let's not even pretend like GTA makes it easy for you to farm money. Like $1 million, like $50, or I can't remember what it's costing, but yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why they stopped making games because they were making so much from those.
It's like $1 billion, right? It's like $1 billion.
I forgot which AAA publisher it was, but one of them came out and said that they're now making more money from microtransactions than the actual sales of games.
You know what? Get it, dude. Get it.
Yeah. Which is kind of ridiculous. But it makes sense, I guess. But yeah, that's I think that's a good amount on the Star Wars Battlefront stuff. Because again, I don't know how you solve that stuff. I don't know I don't know how you make the internet happy, because you can't really to begin with. And I guess if you're upset, just don't play the game. That's probably the most basic thing, is just don't buy and play the game. But again, even if you had like 650,000 downvotes on that, they sold 15 million of the first one in under 2 months.
So insane.
It just comes down to math, man.
Yeah.
It just comes down to math. That's all it is.
It's like not that much. And you also have a brand new Star Wars movie coming out in about a month from now. That's going to make this sell fucking a bajillion copies, just like the last one did.
Which is going to be great, by the way.
Yeah, and it's looking like it's going to be great.
Not to downplay how good Star Wars is with talking about EA, but
yeah,
it's going to be great.
The unfortunate side of all this is the name Star Wars sells a shit ton, like chat's saying. And when you tie it to a game, it's pretty much like just you could put out a lot of the bad games and still sell a decent amount with Star Wars attached to it. So,
yeah, no, and I think Shannon put it really well.
What's
like
that?
people vote with their wallets. Like
Right.
You can say all you want. Like I can say like don't pre-order. But if like if a Tom Waits album and I could pre-order it and I'd get an extra song that you could only get from pre-ordering,
what the fuck?
I might have to be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And buy Jericho.
Yeah.
Bro,
No, I'm right there with you, Zeke. Yeah. Look, what?
Use XSplit.
Use XSplit, yeah. There's what was that book that came out that people are pre-ordering no one reads books here. Let's just move on.
No one reads books.
I realized I looked around. I was like, wait, nope.
Wait, reads what?
Yeah, nope, never mind. And then I looked at Zeke, and he was kind of blind. It's like, nope, never mind. Let's just move on about books.
That's all right. What's the next topic of discussion?
Where's the drama go, bro?
Yeah, we can circle back to I guess what I confused you guys about when I introduced that stuff 50 minutes ago regarding the Twitch stuff. It's pretty much dead and done, but I do think that it needs to be said. The stuff that happened on Reddit this past weekend as regards to the, quote, lead community manager, Aurelian, going out there, having a tweet that maybe shouldn't have been said. Not too crazy of a tweet, but still, people went fucking apeshit. Twitch has to fucking come out and say something already, all right? Your fucking employees are being dragged, run over, shot at, fucking pitchforked on the ground, and you guys aren't doing anything about it. Like, you're just letting it happen, and the community's still upset. You got to come out and say something, man.
Every single decision that is made on Twitch in regards to their site comes through me. And I am the one that is making these choices. I am a shadow president, and that is the reason why everything is the way it is. No, but I mean, you're right. Same thing that I went through. Like, if you had rules in place, or if you had things in place that you've got to, that you as a company are enforcing, but you're not coming out and publicly saying them, that's a problem.
Right.
Like you know, you need to be public with your decisions, why you made them, and you can't just allow your employees to be scapegoated, especially when none of them have even remotely enough power to go and unanimously decide the things that are being discussed about.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway from all of this is that you don't realize how big of a fucking machine Twitch is. How many moving parts, how many cogs, how many employees,
how many different people make decisions without talking to the other people in that giant corporation?
It's a mess, man. They got bought by it's a mess in there. All right,
Yeah.
it is. Nobody's gonna defend anything that they do.
It's like blaming the second baseman for losing the game.
Right. Like
right.
There's a lot of problems with the company that we all love dearly that just simply are, you know, I'm gonna say scaling and growing pains, but it's been like what 6 years now since they started. So it's like shit.
It's this idea, and I think Ko was saying this when we were talking about it earlier this week. It's this idea that like for the longest time and even still today, Twitch has this whole like bleed purple. Twitch is a community. Blah blah blah. Sure, you could say that, whatever. But
and then
like,
they do things like put YouTube clip 24/7 channels on the front page, taking up front page slots. And then it's like bleed purple.
You can't say that and then not act like base your actions around that, right? Like,
yeah, let's back up.
So the greater context of this, sorry, chat. The greater context of this is that Twitch does not enforce their own terms of services seemingly uniformly across the entire site. Some people who are streaming now, live stream fails, which is this, if you don't know, a subreddit that has a lot of the drama on it. By the way, definitely go check it out. It's awesome.
Live
Great
stream fails,
entertainment.
good, yeah.
It's an addiction. But they basically have this idea that there is a group of women that are being treated as a special case, and they are not getting punished the same way other streamers are. Some of them male, some of them female. And that's kind of the top down. But Erin got involved because she tweeted something, which I can't remember. JP,
I don't actually. The tweet was.
It's linked in chat. But
okay, there you go.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the big thing is and this actually plays back to the Twitch party. And let me tell you why. We had been doing our own Twitch party thing for like 5 years, and then or 4 years, how many years we did it. And then the IRL streamers came. And the IRL streamers came to the Twitch party, and they're walking around going, "Okay, we're going to stream in IRL." And all the other streamers are like, "But wait, we don't really do that. Like, we've been doing this for 5 years without IRL." And then that created all this friction and all these problems, and it went to hell. So you see Aurelian's tweet, and for the last 4+ years on Twitch, that's Aurelian's tweet speaks true. That's what it's been for the last 4 years. Just like, oh, great, booby streamers every so often. They come up, they disappear. They come up, they disappear. That's what's been happening for the last X years on Twitch. But then the IRL section came in, and now you have the Ice Poseidons and the Andys and the people who are all this IRL drama. Right. So when the issue of female streamers came back, all of a sudden, like IRL, cam whore, people paying for nude pictures, like all this stuff came back, and all of us OG people are like, oh no, not again. But this entirely new community of IRL people that are not at the site are like, what do you mean? Here we go again. Like, this is bullshit. And they get super mad and they get super pissed, and they're like, this is terrible. I can't believe this person's saying this. And it's kind of like, well, here we are.
I should also clarify too, because I feel like this, there was like a very large group of people at the Twitch party that were expressly unhappy with people streaming. My problem and a lot of other people's problems stem from like 2 people specifically that were breaching social rules of like being a normal human and asking permission or like walking in. But
Jericho, you weren't here when we talked about this. Can you go over your experience? What happened?
Yeah. What up, Reddit? No, yeah. I mean,
oh shit, yeah, dude. I forgot.
Let's take a live stream fail cut.
It doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, so basically, there's just one dude who somebody had a clip was walking into my conversation that I was having with my friend Cheney and Anthony Kongfam, who was texting somebody. Dude comes up, it's just like, "Hey man, is that Jericho? Is that him? Is that you?" And like just staring at us, and I'm right in the middle of talking to somebody. I was like, "Okay, great, lovely." And then I had Brennan Goldie come up to me and be like, dude, there's so many people just kind of like walking in your conversation and just being like, hey, say something to the stream. And I was like, yeah, this sucks. Then they go on the fucking loudspeaker and go, you can't stream in here. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I look at my fucking phone when I leave the party like 20 minutes later, and it's like, dude, Jericho, you kicked out all the IRL streamers. I was like, I didn't do shit. I complained on Twitter. I said IRL or Twitch party is basically where IRL streamers shove their camera in their face. Not talking about Andy Milonakis, not talking about anybody else there. It was specifically one dude. And then ironically later on, after the Discord party, fucking Burger Planet, who I did watch, you know, like I like watching the IRL sitcom. It's fucking entertaining. You know, was multiple times had to be asked to like stop trying to interact and like get into the middle of our group to talk, to the point where Dr. Disrespect, he's just trying to hang out, was like, go away, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, he was not joking. And Fergus started crying, poor guy, like walks away, and it was just like, why? Like, it's just, there was a lot of problems with the whole setup that could have been very clearly laid out. If Twitch was like, you can stream here, great. I wouldn't have cared, because there's a very clear rule. But they said to me, no, you can't stream in here. And I was like, great. So what the fuck? There's like 1 million people in here, like, streaming. So they should have just come out and been like, great, here's the rule. But they didn't. And then there was like multiple times throughout the TwitchCon where they kicked out like Ice Poseidon because he just wasn't streaming on Twitch, which makes no sense to me. He was streaming on YouTube, and they're like, if you're streaming, you got to stream on Twitch here. That's dumb. It was just
banned on Twitch, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. So it makes no, like, Catch-22. It was just a lot of stupid decisions that Twitch made.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of the starting point for all this stuff that's just kind of led up to everything that's happened this past weekend. But a lot of that can just be fixed if Twitch just had some consistency across everything.
Which is why this has bothered me. If they just literally said at any point that you can stream at the party, but they didn't, and the staff told me, oh, no, we've been telling people that you can't stream. And I'm like, have you just, like, just turn in a circle? There's, like, 4 people you can see here. Yeah. Like, what are you, like, why are you telling me that but not enforcing it? Just be public about your decisions. It's super easy.
Well, hold on. There's a big the staff doesn't need to be public about the decisions. Twitch as an entity needs to be public about. There's a very big distinction there that a lot of people don't understand. Like, Twitch needs to use twitter.com/Twitch, whatever fucking social platform that has Twitch attached to it. Not like an employee, but as a company, they need to come out and say this shit. That's the biggest thing. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's not one person making these decisions, and not one person needs to go down when it's decisions made. Like, I'm sorry, IRL, or not IRL. I'm sorry, Livestream Fells. Hassan doesn't run Twitch. It's just not. It's a meme. Stop.
You know what I think the problem was with that was that it is a meme, and I still kind of like give Hassan shit for it. But then the large influx of new
the drive
viewers people go, wait, what the fuck? This Hassan guy's a real dick, huh?
Yeah. Like, no, it's the drive-by viewers.
Like, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Not only that, and JP, this is kind of a touchy question to ask, and feel free to just completely disregard it. But okay, from a layman's perspective, if one would say we need more information from company, the first person they would look to is who is the interface between the company and the public. Right. Now, in this case, it's Aaron.
Well, it's the title.
But here's the thing. Here's what I wonder. Yeah. But we have had since TwitchCon going on without really anything public, like directly from the source. Is this the kind of thing where inside of Twitch you think there's people with pitchforks going, we need to talk, and there's other people going, no, we need to not? Or do you think it's the kind of thing where nobody's saying anything?
Well, I mean, I'm not inside the rooms of Twitch, so I can't actually comment on that. But if Aurelian is the person to come out and say stuff like that, she's not the person that makes the decision to come out and say stuff like that. It's the company as a whole. So I think you could say if Aaron's not out there making comments, then the company doesn't want to make comments.
I see what you're saying.
I also, in an incredibly, I mean, I'm going to call this a stretch, but Erin, as a community manager, has always, in my eyes, been she manages the community of broadcasters on Twitch, not necessarily the greater
It's a
community.
really
that-
misleading
Public
title.
facing
But it's a
community.
super misleading title,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I said it's a stretch here. There are definitely an entire PR arm of Twitch that do everything on the public side, but
Right,
it
right,
makes
right.
complete sense why she got drug into it, specifically because that is her title.
That's
yeah.
the thing. Like she's in the position that most people that say don't even know what Twitch is would immediately go to be like, where do I get information on this company? It seems so weird that with all this shit going on, that like Twitch hasn't like been a bit more public.
Just
about,
fucking
like,
say
hey,
something.
There's fires going on all around us. Let's talk about it a
It
little
really,
bit.
it really is that meme of the fucking dog sitting there with the fire going around him. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and it's not even like staff getting destroyed. It's like broadcasters just getting shit on nonstop.
Dude.
Well, and also
Back in-
it's in the larger sense, it's with no control being administered or no, structure being like laid out. It's making the entire site that used to be that I have great love for and it's poisoning it as a whole.
What is
It's
poisoning
making
it?
it-
Sorry, IRL. Is that what you said?
No.
Just everything.
Oh
The,
yeah,
the
yeah,
non-structure, the non-fire putting out.
okay. Without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's making it a place of just changing the feeling of the place, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
It's slowly
Of
becoming
Twitch?
cumulative, where it's adding up.
We're going to YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Every
Well-
time we talk about this shit, I say YouTube is 2 years ahead of Twitch. We are entering the I don't give a fuck about your broadcaster stage,
I
and
really
there's
hope
nothing
not.
wrong with it. It's happening, and soon front page will only be premium content from Jimmy Kimmel, and it will only be Amazon Prime streams.
Right.
It's gonna happen. I don't know what you
Well,
want.
that's-
So,
but
so
like,
Tucker, hold on here. When this happened to YouTube, they all came to Twitch.
no, they didn't.
No
That's
one
such
really
a
left
weird
YouTube.
thing.
Yeah.
A lot of them did.
Where
do they go now?
All right. So specifically, there are like 3 people that have jumped into Twitch. H3 is one of them, and it was a great transition for him. His audience was also largely on Twitch already.
Mhm.
I myself, like Gold Glove, a lot of people that started on YouTube were on Twitch at the same time, like 7 years ago. It was when I made my Twitch channel. So like that's a weird misconception. Where do we go from? Here's the answer. It's Patreon or some shit like that. Like it's you got to move your revenue sources off of a platform you don't control, because it's
Do you
fucking
guys
everybody
think-
on YouTube.
Do you guys think that Twitch will become so big that it will no longer be like the community streaming site?
It's
think it
not
already
a
has.
community. It's not a community streaming site.
Yeah, I don't think it is at all.
I think it lost that 2 years ago. Maybe like first TwitchCon. Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
not. a
No,
community
I think
streaming
first
site.
TwitchCon it still was, but after that, definitely not. It's definitely not the same thing it was several years back. But Zeke, you want to jump in?
Yeah. So let's. Do any of us have a solution or maybe an idea of what to do to make the IRL section work better?
Yeah.
Moderate it.
Yeah, I don't like
Just
just enforce your terms of service uniformly across all
Yeah.
broadcasters. Like if I do something that breaks TOS, fucking let me know. I don't know if this is against TOS, but like 3 years ago, I was shaking dildos on stream. I didn't even get like an email saying like you shouldn't shake dildos on stream while blacked out, Tucker.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Well,
that's not treatment that should happen to
I think
me nor
that's-
anybody.
I think that's also another point to bring
Just out
up.
of curiosity, Jericho, do you need to be told that it's not okay to wave dildos on stream when blackout drunk?
No, but I would appreciate the reminder.
Oh,
Co,
I would
I think
appreciate the reminder.
I think that's also a great point. Is some people just do stuff until they're told no. But another thing,
to be fair, I did that
I-
last week and I didn't get a message either.
yeah,
Ask
So,
forgiveness
Oh,
rather
this
than
is what we do
permission.
on Fridays.
exactly,
Yeah.
Now,
exactly,
A
Zeke.
lot of people are saying that certain things are not being enforced equally.
That's true.
Is that just people like mad because their favorite streamers got banned for 24 hours or something like that?
No,
Or
there's
do you
legitimate
think it's
criticism.
because
it's not a baseless accusation.
No, because they can't like police everything.
Well, it is
That's-
and it isn't. So we had like this guy go on this rant. I think his name was Trainwrecks, And he basically was suggesting like violence at one point, and he was really riding like female streamers, right? And it was this little clip. It was everywhere. But it was 30 seconds. I don't even know the guy. It was 30 seconds.
But
I'm not
I was
saying this
joking.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. He got a 5-day ban for that, right? 5-day ban. The next day or the day before, there was literally a woman masturbating for tips on air.
Fake masturbating.
Right. Still the same thing.
Putting the show on of touching herself for money.
Right.
On the site.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let him finish. This is important.
24-hour ban.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think from Twitch's point of view, well, I think from Twitch's point of view,
never hurt anybody.
Hold on. I think from Twitch's point of view, is that was first offense compared to second offense, or were they both first offenses?
See, I have no idea.
Because I think that's part of the Twitch stuff, right?
Trainwreck is very much on a list of I'm watching you.
Okay.
Random Russian girl streamer, definitely not on a list of anybody. But masturbation never hurt anybody. I'm down with the 24-hour ban. I'm just saying, violence is what inciting. If you want to go with inciting violence,
now,
I mean,
as far as I'll tell you this, I have fake jerked off on stream many times. As a joke,
now tell me something, Zeke. Have you told your users, if you give me money, I will fake jack off for you on stream?
I'm gonna start doing that.
No,
that's like a great way.
I have told them there's a running gag on my channel that for $10 million, I will show my asshole on stream.
Like I would show my asshole.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing.
It's a running joke.
But that's the thing though, where like it's tough to know where to draw the line, like. Because the closer it gets, like you can point to extremes of both ends. Like obviously this is a joke, and obviously this is against TOS. But the closer you get to the middle, is up to human judgment, and it fucking sucks. But that's the way it has to be.
Yeah, but
some people are going to go, that's terrible, and some people are going to go, oh, that's a joke, that's funny.
Can I be the guy that straddles both sides of the issue? I literally do not care. If Twitch doesn't ban anybody, like if Twitch stops enforcing TOS, I don't care. If Twitch becomes a cam site, I don't care. It does not have a massive effect on my content and what I want to do. Somebody's going to argue sponsorship. I don't care. But the point is that I don't care if they don't enforce it, and I don't care if they do enforce it. Just pick one. Like do it, commit to it, have a line in the sand.
Well, I think there's also something to be said about the idea that there's so many streams live at any point during a given day that there's no way that Twitch could actively be watching every single stream at the same time. So a lot of it just falls down to like the report feature. That's why the report stuff exists on a stream, is you can actually report the stream for whatever. And I would think that's the only way that Twitch knows this stuff is actually occurring, is when they see a shit ton of reports spike up on a channel. Then they go and actually like investigate it. Because otherwise, there's no amount of employees Twitch could hire to have someone constantly watching every single stream that exists or goes live on a single day. That number has to be fucking staggering. And that really sucks, because that's, again, how do you police that stuff? It's super fucking difficult. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about on this? Because at the end of the day, it all just boils down to like Twitch, just fucking say something.
Why? How does any of this affect? If you are not talking about site health, not talking about perception in the public, I'm just saying from a basic, how does anything that has been going on affect you as a broadcaster or you as a viewer in any way, shape, or form at all? How?
Well, I'm more personally tied to one of them.
I
can't answer that.
I'm saying
a lot of it has to do with like the what the company puts forth, the reputation and everything. Like for instance, let's say that Twitch became.
I agree.
Let's say that Twitch became a totally unmoderated site, like Facebook Live. So what's going to happen the first time that someone in Syria streams a beheading?
Right. Yeah.
It's like, do we draw the line there? Okay. Well, if we're going to draw the line there, where else are we going to draw the line? It becomes like, and then what does it say about the site that lets that video play? Like there's all sorts of things when you're a content platform, even though there is a complete disassociation between the content you're producing and the platform itself, you are still somewhat liable for what is in your platform. And that goes to your reputation, which then draws in new viewers and stuff.
I agree. That's why I said without talking about that because
But-
I understand that I'm arguing for consistency and enforcing it. They have to decide where is too far for everybody, no matter what you're talking about, violence, talk, or sex or anything like that. I'm just saying right now, there's just a lot of people that were saying like, oh, when I said, I don't care what you do, just enforce it. People are like, well, that's just dumb. No, it's very clearly a problem. I'm just saying that the only thing we can do as broadcasters and viewers is ask for consistency. If Twitch wants to go cam girl, that's their decision and they will do it, but they have to enforce the rules as such. Same way if they want to do the family friendly site, they have to do that. But I'm just asking for consistency across the board. Right.
And you know what? And actually, that's a really good point because you have the Twitch of pre-Amazon, which is the definition of bleed purple, of let's get together and be this giant streaming community of gamers that love each other and let's have a great time and celebrate together. And then you have the post-Amazon purchase of Twitch where it's like 24-hour shows that have nothing to do with streamers.
Well,
you have the like all this different stuff where
I don't
like that. Well, just no. Here's the point though.
I don't know if
from somebody
Amazon
looking
was
from
the
outside,
catalyst for that.
That's a big
but-
change.
Yeah.
Like that's a really big change in orientation. And just like Jericho said, there's no real like public consistency. That's a different kind of site.
Totally, yeah.
So
I don't think
I-
Amazon was the catalyst for that. I think it's just the idea of growth. They got too big.
I think the fact that Twitch let itself get purchased by Amazon, that was the catalyst. It's not that Amazon bought it and started coming in. The fact that they even allowed that. I remember on my very first St.
disagree.
Jude trip.
Yeah, I disagree with that one.
Well, I don't know. I remember on my very first St. Jude trip, when we were going out to just see what it was like. And I remember a Twitch employee sitting next to me, and he was talking about how much Twitch loved its streamers and how they were a passion company and about how they had turned down 7+ figure offers for the company and that was never going to change. And that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, but
So obviously, like a lot is.
was that the guy that makes the decisions if they get purchased or not? Because if
It
not,
was
then
somebody who was relatively high up,
yeah,
especially these days.
yeah.
Are we gonna, man, I have a lot of love for Amazon overlords, you know? Twitch Prime made it. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of
Prime's
positive
amazing.
changes that came out that allowed a lot of smaller broadcasters to earn a decent, like a part-time or full-time living. Amazon's done a lot of good things for the site. It's just, you know, when you get purchased by a big company and you have a whole nother layer to get permission before you do stuff, it's gonna bog shit down.
Right.
Like Twitch is no longer a startup. Twitch is Amazon.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
what's this thing about companies where if you either die young and successful or survive long enough to become your worst enemy or something? I don't remember the exact, but it's kind of.
I know where you're going.
I've heard
I
something
know.
similar.
It's-
Yeah.
and that's a good point. That's a good point. They yeah. So there's
Yeah.
good points on this.
Sorry, I'm
Drama's
just reading
cool,
through
though.
chat.
Like the Twitch has been really interesting the last couple months. Like in a purely I want to wake up and see what the fuck's going down thing. I'm thriving. It's great. We need drama alert Twitch channel right now.
You brought up a great point. I think it was maybe last week or the week before. I want fucking patch notes on Twitch, man.
That would be awesome.
I want
next bit of
monthly
drama.
patch notes,
They
man.
pushed the beta live.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't even know if the freaking Prime subs are fixed.
So-
like, I'm so in the dark. People all morning in my channel, my entire morning stream was, why isn't FFZ working? How do I switch back to the other beta?
Yeah.
What's going on with this? I'm sitting here going, how did I become the front page of Twitch in tech support?
right.
Like,
You remember when that happened for
ridiculous.
bits? You remember when that happened exactly for bits after 2 months of us telling them what not to do, and they were like, "Nah, just fucking make the broadcast
just
talk
launch it."
about it.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
just launch it."
I tweeted
Fucking
out that
oh
Twitch
my
needs
God.
patch notes. That tweet had over 2,500 favorites. DJ Wheat replied to the tweet saying, yeah, this would be great. Let's do
Like
this.
2600. Let's go
Nothing.
back to it.
Yeah.
Brigade the
Nothing.
tweet right now.
Well,
It's EA and Battlefront 2. It's under the
Link
rug.
me it.
It's gone,
Link
and
me
we're never
it.
going to see it again. And it's done. It's like
yeah. I really wish they
I
had some sort of
don't
patch
get
note
it, man.
for sure.
You when someone like DJ Wheat responds to your tweet, how high up can you go? Like, how much higher can you go?
Well, I mean,
I'm
hold on. He
texting
runs DJ
Kevin.
Wheat runs Twitch Studios. He doesn't run Twitch
DJ
patch
Wheat,
notes.
It's the Steve Jobs of Twitch.
No, maybe
If he-
outward
if he-
facing.
I bet he could move and shake when he needs to.
Outward
I'm gonna
facing,
Facebook-
maybe.
I'm
But
gonna
hold.
Facebook message Emmett.
Here's what happened. He was probably on the fucking shitter cone. It's like, oh, that's an inch. Let me just go and. There was probably not that much thought process into him favoriting him to like put that out there and lambast him and potentially get the 10,000 people watching going, DJ, wait, where were our patch notes? Don't do that.
No, well, okay. Well, my point was not DJ Wheat should do it. My point is
Right.
that when it's that high up in the company, you would hope that the person that does make the decision would take notice. That's the point. Of course, DJ Wheat is the spokesman, so
Sure.
he's not going to.
Why isn't he? And why isn't he changing anything on Twitch?
Exactly.
Honestly, I blame every single partnerships manager for the lack of spaghetti code that is the info box panel. And if that doesn't get fixed right fucking now, it's been years.
I'm
going to
panel
Mixer
for hours.
I'm going to Mixer.
You know, a change that they actually did make is a random fucking change. In the dashboard now, the stream title is now 2 lines. Did you guys notice that?
I did notice that.
Oh, that's
bothered
fucking
me.
awesome. It's the best change in the world. But it's so
It came out of
stupid.
left field, and it was like the change for the week. I was
Yeah.
like, huh.
Yeah.
I was
Alrighty.
so happy that when I started my stream with that, I was just like, thank you so much. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
one of those guys that has the mile-long titles
Totally.
every time, that changes every day.
Yep.
So, oh my God, quality of life. Just
Yeah.
Now, if they'd only fix the follower count updating live from when they changed the dashboard a year and a half ago.
You egotistical fuck. You
Yeah.
need to just stare at your follower count going up, huh?
Oh, no.
Oh, I can't
It's called
believe it,
metrics, big guy.
It's metrics, man.
How about the
Learn some math.
updating viewer count that updates every 7 minutes? And it's like, all right, I guess you got around this amount of money or
I think-
around this amount of people.
Have you guys noticed with the beta being live
Kids
now?
these days, man, I tell you.
Have you guys noticed the random thing where it just your stream will just send out an error screen, like network 2000
Yeah,
error,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it cuts your
Yeah.
viewers in half? Have you guys started to have that
They
shit
have
happen?
you have to refresh and you
Yeah.
can't click on it.
That's
or
my
anything.
favorite feature of the new Twitch. That's a good one. I'm a big fan of that one. Yeah, they need to. It sucks. Also, Co is someone who's pretty big against ads running on your channel. Have your viewers started getting ads? Because mine have gotten ads just randomly run during the stream now, and there's nothing
Dude,
to do.
you know-
I don't know
Wait,
why.
really?
Yeah.
Here's
and
what's-
on your VODs, whether
Yeah.
you like it or not.
Thank you.
I
That's
want it on my
exactly
VODs.
what
I
was
want
about
it
to
on
say.
my VODs.
Yeah, that's
So
fine, but
here's
give
the
us
thing,
the
though,
fucking
Jericho. Here's the
choice.
thing.
No.
You tell your VODs to run more ads? Do we know we're getting more money for these ads that are being run on our
Right,
VODs?
right, right.
Like, all of this shit changed overnight. We have
Fine.
no idea why. No
Yeah.
clue.
Twitch.
Somebody said
please.
today that the exact VOD, they rewatched a VOD because they were looking for a part in it from 2 weeks ago. They said they got 5 ads where they got 1 before watching the VOD. 5 to 1. I'm sitting here going, I have no idea what's going on. I wasn't told anything.
Did they tell you how long they were watching for?
Yeah.
I think it was an hour and a half.
So what?
5 in an hour and a half.
Hour
Every
and a half, 2
15 minutes ish? Every 20 minutes?
Again, I have no idea.
Jeez.
Okay.
And people all day were talking about getting more ads. I have no information to tell them. I don't know.
Yeah.
So honestly, like that's not terrible if they're skippable. I haven't seen because I have a Turbo. I don't know about the VOD ads. Are they skippable, chat? If they're like Yu-Gi-Oh did this. This is all Yu-Gi-Oh's fault.
This is
We
all
all
Yu-Gi-Oh's
watched
fault.
the goddamn marathon, even though it was terrible.
It was a test. That was the experiment. It passed.
God
It's now live.
Talking
Yeah.
about corporate test beds, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, dude. The YouTube, when they started rolling out mid-roll ads, a lot of content creators loaded them up and then started blaming YouTube, being like, I can't decide. So it'd be nice to have the ability to turn them off or turn them on.
Yeah. Yep. That's shitty.
That sucks.
I haven't looked into it yet, but apparently the achievements and stream summary stuff went live. As
I
of
need to look at that.
yesterday. I haven't looked at it, so I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
Yeah, I looked at it. Very interesting. For any broadcaster, like obviously very small portion. Any of us on there, it's just kind of obnoxious because it's like we unlocked all of the everything at once. So when you expand it, it's like 4 pages of just like get 1 viewer. Who's barking?
That's Zeke's dog. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I think it's cool. It gives a nice outline for like what it takes to be an affiliate, and what it takes to be a partner. I think that's really positive.
Yeah.
I don't really. Yeah.
I like the my favorite Twitch achievement was buy a ticket to TwitchCon. That one was kind of
Like, well, thank God I got that ticket.
Yeah, that one was kind of stupid.
Is there a way to display like what's the point of it? The achievements.
I think again, this is like you're asking me to do the bit splaining
Sorry.
thing again.
Yeah.
I think it's for smaller broadcasters. I think it's for broadcasters. Like it's finally a list of not necessarily guidelines, but kind of a way to become partnered. I think is what they said.
Path to partnership.
Path to partnership is what they
Path to
said during the
partnership.
keynote. Yeah.
Yep.
Are there any things for other broadcasters in there, or for larger broadcasters, or is it only for smaller broadcasters? Does anyone have it open?
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
It's mostly like stream for 250 hours total, get 200 people chatting at the same time, reach 1 million hours watched on your channel, reach 200 followers. It's all reach 75 average viewers in the last 30 days is the highest 2 watches achievement. It's definitely
Okay.
Achievements are between affiliate and a little bit after partner, and then it kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't affect me, so fine. I'm positive change.
I would
It would've
have
been
loved
nice,
this system
yes.
when I started. Like, it's a
yeah.
great system. It's just we're all 4 of us are kind of outside of it.
The
Yeah.
fact that it has like a nice groundwork for how you get to partnership instead of like my friend told me that at 100 concurrent viewers I should apply. You know what I mean? Like that's great.
Yep. And then they did the
Oh.
stream summary stuff as well, which
Yeah.
is kind of nice. This is what it
Stream summary is awesome.
looks like.
Yeah. Stream summary is pretty freaking awesome. This has been something I've been looking for a long time.
I agree. I also do think that it has it has a YouTube problem where it displays like irrelevant data, like when it says unique chatters or like average viewers. I mean, average viewers is fine, but you shouldn't compare it to your last stream. Like there's too much variation between games that you play, times that you stream, days that you stream, that I feel like it should do like a weekly average or a monthly average and then display, average viewers for that last stream in comparison to.
So I agree. Sorry, I'm laughing because the fucking
Yeah,
artist for this decided to put the peak time of 4:20. That's a conscious decision right there.
They do that every time. No, they do that in all of the Twitch like TwitchCon like app videos.
Yeah.
Always 420.
Jesus. Yeah,
That's great.
I agree. Like the raids received here, like -1 from last stream. Like what?
Like why?
Raid me, please. Like what are you supposed to do to promote that or change that?
By the way, I just noticed that thing at the top, and if we can pull that out via API, that would be freaking
the
awesome.
top clip.
Oh, the top clip. That would
Imagine
be
if your
awesome.
bot could tell you every day, like, "Hey, here's the top clip from the day."
Yeah.
Like you could like actually like call up ! Top
You-
clip. Here's
That's
the top
really
clip from
really
today's
good
podcast.
idea. Ko.
You can
That's
already
awesome.
you can already sort your clips by views in the back end, but that's all time. I don't think you can segment it out by week or month or whatever. So you might be able to, but it's something you'd have to ask a dev.
You can't. That's a really good idea, and you're right.
Barry
I
tweeted
also-
me. Well,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
what?
Let me read this.
I was just gonna say that I use clips a lot when editing videos, especially like Battlegrounds videos. When you have like VODs that are 8 hours long, you can just sort by top clips of the day, and anybody that's highlighted something remotely interesting just pops up there. So clips, one of my favorite additions.
They're getting a lot better about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barry tweeted me what Barry Carlisle, friend of the show, dev of Twitch streamers everywhere, tweeted the path to affiliate is update your game category community, update your stream title, explore your dashboard, reach 200 followers, purchase a TwitchCon ticket. Who watches the watchers?
Pay to win.
That one's weird. Reach 3 average viewers in the last 30 days, stream for 7 days in the last 30 days, and stream for 8 hours in the last 30 days.
So it sounds pretty like that's a good addition. You have like an actual list of things you need to do besides the fucking pay to win.
Yeah, that's probably there as a joke, but yeah. Go ahead, Zeke.
Now, instead of making a statement, I will ask the question: is there not a way to have clips sorted and like organized?
There
And
is. What was that, Jericho?
I said in what fashion? Like by views or by game? Because you can sort your clips made from your channel.
Not my channel though. I want to like site wide.
Oh no, not that I know of.
I don't know if it's site wide. I don't know if they have like a clips database.
Because I was trying earlier today to find like the top, whatever clips for today or for this month or for this year, that kind of stuff.
But Zeke, there's a 24/7 channel being promoted right now on the front page if you want all that information.
Oh my god, I fucking can't.
Isn't that Clips TV? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah,
Twitch.tv/clips? Which is also weird because I think that's a weird. Aren't those people technically profiting off of other people's work in a way?
ESPN, no, it's like fair use. But if you provide comment, somebody has to DMCA take down them. Like, who's gonna sue them? Not me. I ain't
Well,
suing
no,
anybody.
exactly. But that's just a weird. It's a weird thing to see Twitch promoting that. That's like, in a sense, it's anti-broadcaster to promote such a thing, especially on the front page, taking a
The
broadcaster
big
slot.
thing, there are two types of entertainment. There are the broadcasters that create content on Twitch and hopefully bring in new viewers to watch them. And then there is the pre-recorded or already done content on Twitch that is specifically designed to pull in the people that would have been watching the content creators, the audience that's already there, into a different area to then promote and be advantageous to whoever is streaming on that channel. So it's really weird to think that, and maybe this is the case, and I'd love metrics for this, but it's weird to think that are these clip shows that are just 24/7 channels of recycled YouTube content, are they bringing in new users to Twitch, which are then going to actual content creators and watching them? Or are they pulling content watchers away from them into those channels? Like the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, for example. I'll never forget 2 weeks ago when someone said, "Hey, Ko, I love you, but I love anime more." And they went off to watch the Yu-Gi-Oh thing or whatever. And it's like, how much of that is really going on where people that kind of were attracted by the content creators are now being used to watch Twitch ads and get Twitch more money? Like, how the flow between these types of channels is something that I could be catastrophically detrimental or not at all. And Twitch certainly isn't talking about it.
Am I the only one that thinks that maybe that's not a Twitch problem to decide what, like, if a viewer prefers X content, it only makes sense for Twitch to cater towards that, right? Like, the viewer has chosen that they like Yu-Gi-Oh over me. So if they keep watching more and more Yu-Gi-Oh and stop watching me, there's a point where Twitch is like, all right, let's get Jericho out of here. Let's get another anime show in there. Like, is it bad for the current state of things? Yes, but is it not the right thing to do?
Well, here's the thing. That's what you just said is the exact point I'm making.
Oh, okay.
Is Twitch going to become, and that's the thing. They're running these experiments on the front page now. Well, what happens if it turns out that these clip 24/7 channels bring in 10 times the new viewers of content creators?
Yeah.
Now, Amazon, who now owns Twitch to make money, is going to look at those numbers and go, well, we'd be dumb to put little content creators back here. If we can get 10x the people coming to our site when we run these, why would we run anything else?
Potentially. I will state that Clips TV had, I think, 11 viewers when I tuned into it. So
off the live? Off the main?
They weren't on front. They're not front page at the moment. And 470 followers. And I'm not even sure if this is one of the channels that was front paged yesterday.
Fail Army was
Fail Army. Okay.
Yeah, that one usually has like 400 to 1,000 people in it.
Okay.
But it's weird because yesterday there were multiple Twitch employees that were using the key, and here's the thing, multiple Twitch employees using the same word, experiment. They were saying putting 24/7 recycled content channels on the front page were an experiment. And the only thing I could think of by using that word is, what if your experiment is a success? Like, you are clearly testing the waters. If you're testing the waters, that means you're considering changing something, or you wouldn't have been doing it in the first place.
Of course.
So what exactly is the perspective in experimenting with these?
Yeah. Again, that falls back to, like, fucking patch notes, man. Like, just let us know some of the reasons behind some of this stuff, and it would solve so much of the, not necessarily controversy, but so much of this, like the whys, like wondering and figuring out why that is occurring and what's the success, what happens.
Here's the scary thing, though. Let's go back to what Jericho said. What happens if it is just better and makes more money?
Then we suck and we shouldn't be doing this. It's survival of the fittest. It's pure capitalism. Who is the best at making content?
So in that case, should they just cut their losses on content creators and like go full
that's obviously
anime Bob Ross and YouTube?
Well, I'm surprised that Amazon has not syndicated their shows across Twitch yet. They did that, what was it, The Tick? They did that like thing where they showed premieres of 3 things, and then people were like, I like The Tick.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they haven't done that yet.
I think it's probably something you'll see a lot more of.
Yeah.
I think if anything,
so
I think the future of Twitch is like bringing in more of that type of content and in a way, bringing in new users to the platform because the platform can serve a bunch of different needs than just, the four of us streaming video games, making fart jokes the entire time, right?
Hey, dude, that's one of the
This
reasons
is
I
the-
dumped thousands into production.
Yeah,
We got to keep up somehow.
Right.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's going to be a weird, like 2017 is almost over. I think 2018 is going to be kind of that year where things start to happen. And you're just kind of like, well, I guess this is the direction now.
Well, Twitch has not found its new voice.
It hasn't.
This is a transitional period for Twitch. We don't know where it's going. They may not even know where it's going, but it's clear they're changing. So the final form is not even really a mirage yet, let alone but it's coming. It could be 2018, it could be 2019, it could be 2020. They could just be testing until they find something that really works for them. But I hate saying it. It makes me worried about what Jericho says because I hate thinking
It's
that
gonna happen.
that might
YouTube is 2 years in
where
front
it's
of-
like Amazon
Listen to me.
stops debuting stuff on Netflix and instead debuts their new stuff on Twitch and stuff like that. Where it's like, if you want to see the show, you have to go to Twitch to see it. But see, then that brings up the
Why
argument, would
not?
that be good for us? Because then I don't know.
I think
Go
that
ahead.
is good for us.
It could be. It could be great for us. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
More
It's great.
users does seem to be, a net positive for people on the channel or on the site. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's inevitable that Twitch will cater towards higher production content, syndicating their own series, just like YouTube did. Amazon's gonna come in and start granting channels like 200K to make something better.
Mhm.
This is
The
what's
YouTube
gonna happen.
ratification of Twitch.
Gated
Exactly.
paid content. You
Yeah.
get to the Twitch premiere page. There's a button in the middle. Click here to purchase this episode.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And that
That'll happen. Yeah.
YouTube
Yep.
Red, by the way, I should note because this is an unfair comparison. YouTube Red has been super good for content creators. Like for us, we earn 100 times more per view
Oh,
for
totally.
the YouTube Red creator. So like, I'm not against that if they do it well. Who knows? It could work out better for us.
Yeah. I guess also isn't Twitch Turbo YouTube Red? Because YouTube Red is
YouTube Red is Twitch Turbo, right?
No. YouTube Red, the way that Twitch Turbo, you get paid for the ads that people see, but they don't see ads, right? It's like a silent ad for that. YouTube Red takes your $5 to $8, whatever the fuck it is, a month, and distributes it across all of the watched minutes on YouTube Red. So if there's 200 minutes watched and you pay your $8 and you're the only one watching, so you get a bigger chunk.
Gotcha.
That's
okay.
the way it works. It's a monetization difference.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty
It's really nice.
nice.
Wow.
That's a good way to.
Somehow they managed to make it good. And you now just picked up live TV, right? They did. For like $15 a month, you can get like ESPN and shit.
Yep.
YouTube's becoming TV, Twitch will become YouTube, and then 5 years from now, Twitch will become TV. Everything's fucked. It's happening.
Well, that's the TV money trying to seep in and stay alive, right? In this world of Netflix, that's them trying to stay alive. We're due for a break, but Zeke, you've been listening. Do you want to weigh in or say anything before we jump to the
I want
break?
to hear Zeke's opinions on
I'll give you some time if you want it.
No, that's why I haven't chimed in, because I am in the same boat. I'm constantly anxious about the future of this website. I hope everything works out. I hope that it's a rising tide that raises all ships when we bring new users and new viewers into this community, that they'll plop down in the IRL section and then they'll dissipate into other stuff. They're like, oh, there's other stuff. Oh, I like this and I like this and I like this. And they'll go and find other stuff. But it's also that other thing in the back of my head going, it's coming full circle to Justin TV again.
It is, yeah.
And it's just now people are getting paid.
Lifestyle sells, man.
Yeah.
Look at YouTube's like drastic change from gaming first to like lifestyle vlogging first. It's crazy,
Yep.
but it makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see. I just hope that we're not begging for Twitch to just fucking come out and say stuff a year from now. Like, I really wish they would somehow figure something. You got a blog, don't just use it for new features. Like, fucking put your thoughts on there in some way. Like try to get back to being Twitch the community site, not Twitch the whatever it is now.
Dude, Twitch, this whole beta being pushed live thing is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Like people
one
have
knew.
been saying for months that there's an issue with Prime subs. You need to get this fixed. This is a big deal. I'm sure that Twitch sees on the back end how many people switch back every opportunity to the old site the second they can. And then it's like, and then they push it. And
If Twitch didn't listen to us on bits, they're not going to listen to us now. Like they were smaller and like brand new. Dude, Twitch, love them, love the company and what it's done for me, but like you can't have Stockholm syndrome where you thank them for everything that they're doing wrong.
And to play the other side of that. Yeah, to play the other side of that. Maybe they're getting some feedback that we just don't see or know, but it sure would be great to know what that feedback is so that we don't sit here and fucking say you guys are doing a bad job every week. Like,
well, and it's become very easy, and I've seen it in chat, and I've seen it in Twitter, I've seen it everywhere, where it's become easier to say that Twitch doesn't care, Twitch doesn't give a shit,
totally,
and that kind of stuff. And I remember back in the day, we knew that we were number one, like as broadcasters and viewers and all that kind of stuff, that we came first, and that sentiment was not even a question. Like, well, yeah, of course, Twitch is taking care of us, they're great. And now the sentiment, I think they need to win that back. They need to win back the people, so it's not so easy to say Twitch doesn't care.
I think they care in different ways, and a lot of it is monetary, but that does positively affect us. Like Prime is a huge thing that is, I mean, for some broadcasters, made this a reality for them. And I think that Amazon does have a lot to offer that's going to be in the positive side of things, but none of them are community centric. Like none of them are, let's look at the ecosystem of broadcasters and see what they want. It's all going to be monetary focused. Still good, but just a different kind of caring, right? It's not about building this. It's keeping this funded.
It's kind of now going to what you said though about Twitch Prime. Like that was basically a raise for streamers. It was awesome. Amazon didn't have to do it. They did it. The VP guy that led the project, I've met him. He's a great dude. He did it with the perspective of helping out Twitch broadcasters. That's awesome. That being said, we see things like the charity events that Twitch has been running. Hey, spend your Twitch Prime sub on this Twitch sanctioned channel, lose your streak on whatever channel you're connected to, and we'll match your price to charity. It's kind of like, now hold on. You put the Twitch Prime stuff in place to help us, but now you are actively enticing people away from spending it on broadcasters. In fact, theoretically, if they spend a Twitch Prime sub on a Twitch sanctioned channel, they are giving Twitch money they've already bought from them. But from Amazon. So and then you have the things where it's like, sub with this channel to Twitch Prime to get these extra benefits. Sub to this channel with cheer on this Twitch sanctioned channel and we'll double your cheer. It's like, wait, didn't they buy those bits to give to broadcasters? It's the kind of thing where we do need to appreciate when they make these systems. But the perspective in which they're created is also important to maintain. We can't I don't remember who said it just a few minutes ago. We can't just thank Twitch for all this stuff. Like you have to look at it for what it really is and how is this going to benefit them long term? Yeah. And how many Amazon Prime purchases is this going to do? And is that really the point of it? So we got to stay grounded in that regard. Just like the point was made earlier, because it can be a slippery slope.
Yeah. I also probably think that the person that created Twitch Prime had no idea that thing exists and didn't know that program was ever going to be a thing and probably still doesn't know that.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I know he did, actually. Right. Yeah, dude, the guy that made Twitch Prime was very much like, here's Amazon, here's Twitch. How can I use this? In fact, these were almost the words he told me. How can I use Amazon to get more cash flow to Twitch broadcasters?
Right.
That's where Twitch Prime came from. And then since then, it's been kind of put through different lenses to where it kind of is now. And now you see Twitch actively asking people, please use your Twitch Prime token on our channels.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, for sure. Well, let's take a break. We're due for it. And then we can come back and just talk video games. And I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Video games are still pretty good for the most part. They're still pretty okay.
I would like to talk. We have to, when we come back, we have to hit on the Game Awards, right?
I didn't look at the nominations. So yeah, I'd love to read through that stuff.
Okay. Well, there's a question I want to ask. Okay.
Okay. I wonder how much is it? How much money did they pay to get those nominations, or where are you going with this?
No,
Okay.
nothing.
Okay,
Nothing
thank
so
God.
political.
Thank God. Cool. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back with more Drop Frames right after this. We'll see you guys in just a bit.